got a message from Miss Tanaka to meet them in a location in the Barrens, an abandoned warehouse, I believe.
Sounds correct to me.
Location in the Barrens? Yes, it's a warehouse in the Barrens that you got a location for. So, Macbeth is up first. What does your... Actually, we'll wait to discuss what our characters look like until they're all together and they can actually see each other. So, Macbeth, where do you live and how are you getting to the Redmond Barrens?
Macbeth is coming from, I think it's called Capitol Hill downtown, and I will be getting there with my GMC Endurance, which is like a delivery van.
Okay, GMC Endurance. I think actually know that one.
He's a human as well. That may be relevant.
Yep, and actually for some reason, no one cares going into the Barrens. If you have anything, they just really care about you coming out of it, so you're fine. You don't have to roll edge or anything. You're going to get there. How early do you want to get there?
It's a warehouse is the location. I know it's a warehouse.
Well, I'm assuming you all Googled it.
Sure. I'd plan on arriving approximately on time, maybe 2 to 3 minutes early, so that I could find appropriate parking. So not early at all.
Okay, get there on time. Doesn't get stopped along the way because they really don't care. I mean, one at a toll booth on the way there, the orc in the toll booth might say, "Hey, you really, you don't need to go to the Barrens, do you? Really?" But otherwise, you're fine. RC.
I'll just smile.
I think he's missing from the call.
I think so too. He's trying to purchase something, so I'm gonna talk to him in the thing. While he's doing that, Don, why don't you tell me who you're getting there?
Don is a human-looking orc, so that matters. But I have a car service that I pay for, and I will call the good old AmeriCar to drive me to the Barrens. They do this a couple times a month, actually.
And how are you coming to the Barrens?
For the fluff of it, I hire a car service every time. I have a high lifestyle, and I also pay an extra 400 new yen a month for it just because. So I will hire some dude to drive me to the Barrens in an AmeriCar.
Oh, chauffeur.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, if it's in an AmeriCar, you're not going to be stopped at any point, so you can just, with a car service, I'm assuming you pay that money, they get you there. Steak.
Well, I guess going off the discussion about buying a vehicle, I guess I'm taking public transportation.
Okay, do you have Johnny Cab, the contact?
I do not, but that will probably be the first one I try and pick up.
All right, and where do you live?
Pull-up, or however that's pronounced.
Polyup, yep, the way you pronounce it is fine. Okay. Assuming with proper prep time, how early do you want to get there?
I probably aim to be there half an hour early, just in case I miss a bus or get stopped somewhere.
Sure, and I need you to roll me edge. If this is, I don't know if you were the one that's first time playing Shadowrun, that's just, you have a rank or a skill ability called edge. You roll that many dice and tell me how many hits you get. Yep, there you go.
3.
Yeah, so you get 3 hits, you totally get there on time, you make all of your buses, you're fine. Resist drain. Who's resisting drain?
Oh, I'm just taking care of my daily thing that I do in the morning. So.
Gotcha. Just your morning stuff. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, Tropic, how are you going to get to the run, and where do you live?
Downtown is where I live, and I will be driving my GMC Bulldog.
Okay. You're driving an appropriate vehicle, so you're not going to be stopped.
Yep.
You can totally get there. What? So then the only person left is RC. RC, have you been able to join the call?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So where do you live, and how are you getting there to the Barrens?
Touristville, and I've got a growler.
All right, so that takes you no time at all. When do you want to arrive?
I want to get there about 3 hours early and stake out the place. and then actually walk into the meeting about a half hour early.
Okay. So the first one to get there would be RC. He's been staking out the place. About just about 45 minutes early, you're going to notice a car pull up, a van rather, and a little old make a perception check.
Perception, right. What are those numbers again?
Int and ranks in perception.
Yeah, I had a disastrous moment. My file that actually is RC has disappeared on me, so I'm groaning off just the PDF sheets here.
Yep, that's fine. I'm going to start looking at the PDF too. Sure, and with that many hits, you can tell just she's a little lady of Asian descent of some kind, and she appears rather old. She gets out of the van, so does a troll, and she walks inside of the building. That's what you see.
Okay. What kind of building is this?
It is a warehouse. It looks abandoned.
All right. Send the fly spy on a recon twice around the building before actually heading in.
Okay, you see nothing but the van. On the second pass, you see, I believe, Steak tried to get there half an hour early?
Yep.
You see a troll starting to walk down the street from a bus stop.
This is the Baron's. Trolls on the bus stop is not necessarily unusual.
Nope. This is actually a very distinctive troll. Roll your fly spy's perception, which would just be probably the sensor rating and the. Let me see what yours is.
Well, that should just be, what, 6 dice?
Yeah, I think it's just 6 dice. Yeah, I'm not looking through that whole sheet. Yeah, 6 dice. So yeah, you definitely see from that far. Actually, Steak, do you want to describe the distinctive troll that he sees?
Sure. So you see this rather large troll, dressed in very bland clothing, but there is a really large, what looks like a ship wheel emblem hanging from one of
Lost everything.
Alright, are we
Hello?
good?
Yeah, we're good. I had a little drop in this thing. I'm ready to go. Sorry about that.
Alright.
The next person, so you get there half an hour early, presumably at the same time as RC. You guys can both walk in if you want.
Sure.
Sure. I just want to just quickly do some astral perception, and just as long as there's nothing like extremely out of the ordinary, I'm just not going to roll for it.
Okay. So then you get in, there's a troll and a little Japanese lady. They've set up like one of those quick setup tables and a bunch of seats. They're sitting on one side. There's 5 seats on the other side. And unless you want to do something besides sit and wait, the other people are going to arrive in about half an hour.
I guess I will take the seat that looks the most sturdy.
Yeah, just take a seat close to the edge.
Okay. The little old, at this distance, you can clearly see it as a excuse me, you can clearly see at this distance is a Japanese lady. Will say, "Welcome. Please wait while the rest of our guests arrive, and then we may speak."
I'll give a
As if you want me to host it, I can.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure exactly what's happening today.
It's alright, man. The internet just wants to explode. It's all cool.
Yep. Okay. So, you bowed. She of course bows back, and then you wait for the rest of the group, which I believe no one else said they were arriving early. Everyone's alive. Everyone is arriving about on the same time.
Correct.
Yep.
So you walk in,
Mhm.
and we begin. The lady is going to introduce herself as, just give me a character. Hello, my name is Miss Tanaka, and I am the one who requested your assistance today. I have a small task. My group is in need of medical supplies, and there is medical supplies that we could have but are not being allowed to us, and we would like you to acquire them for us.
Dawn will clap her hands together. Excellent! We absolutely can do that. And she'll look around at her teammates. Like, what is it worth to you for us to acquire these things for you?
Sure. So the specific medicine that we need is available on a truck, which will be coming in at the end of the week. And we are willing to pay 10,000 nuyen for this assistance each.
One truck, you say? Will you be providing...
There are physically two trucks, but I need only the stuff inside of them which will fit in the truck.
Oh, excellent, of course. Do you know where these trucks are coming to and going from? And will we be provided with this information when this contract is sealed?
Yes, I know the general direction they're coming from and what road they should be taking, and I also know where you can find more of the said information, and all of this will be given to you once we've come to an agreement.
Excellent. Let's see. She'll look around at the team. It's just a good time for everyone to describe what they look like.
Sure, let's go with that. So let's go left to right. First of all, Macbeth.
Macbeth is a human-looking human. He is male, in his mid-20s. He's got buzzed black hair, big bushy beard. He has an obvious cyber arm on his right arm. He is wearing a gray synergist business suit. What time of day is it? Sorry, I should have asked earlier.
It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is it in, okay. Yeah, he's got a synergist business suit on. The jacket is laying across his lap, and the shirt underneath is a little wrinkly by now. And he carries a small like backpack satchel, like one of those drawstring bags. That's probably on the floor next to his feet. And yeah, that's Macbeth.
Okay. Next is RC.
Alright, sorry, I was double checking what I still had. I am your average looking human. I'm not bland, I just look like I've been pressed out of a mold out of some sort of military cut. Although I am wearing a where to go, Fashion Island suit, and standing out for having a couple of mud splotches from riding the dirt bike over.
Good. And then Don is.
Sorry, I should also mention. Sorry, I should also mention that I am just your average human.
Dawn is a human-looking orc. She has dark brown skin and black dreadlocks because I forgot to do my makeup this morning. She has a high lifestyle. She's wearing a black Synergist business suit and black high-fashion pumps. She looks, she's got some conservative makeup on. She wouldn't leave the house without anything on. That makes no sense. And she will turn to Big Beth and be like, oh, you cut your hair, darling. It was longer last time I saw you.
He kind of fidgets in his seat.
Red is Dawn.
Okay. And then we've actually you already heard what Steak is like, so we're going to go to Tropic.
Tropic is an average human. Clean cut, clean shaven. He's wearing a orange and red floral print shirt and tan cargo pants.
Okay. So with that, we're going to go back to the negotiation. He has offered 10,000 new yen each.
Yeah, Dawn will take a look around at the group. She will smile excitedly. She will nod at Macbeth and be like, well, I know that one over there is worth a little bit more money for his time. What do you say we do 15,000 each?
Okay, does anyone else? So I forget who we have in here. I believe we have a more facey type character. If
That
you
is
want
me.
to actually contribute to things, you have to talk before
Yep,
the rolling starts. So
I'm aware.
yeah, I'm going. Okay,
Medical,
go ahead.
medical supplies aren't very cheap, Miss Tanaka. And we are professionals at what we do, so 15,000 does sound like a fairly agreeable standpoint.
Okay, so she is going to say, actually make your negotiation rolls first so I can figure out how many hits you got.
Sure. Throw me some assist dice. Let's do this. Do you want him to assist me, or do you want to do separate negotiations?
Yeah, how are we doing about that?
Okay,
I'm just gonna roll my negotiation.
sounds good.
All right. Well, with that, she's going to say that I think 12,000 new yen is acceptable compromise.
12,000, but we get 3 up front.
That can be arranged.
Perfect. Yeah, why don't you help us with the
I'm good with
details?
that sounds good to me.
Sure. So the target is a medical firm which is going to be delivering a set of medical supplies in the docks in Tacoma. They will then be shipped through, if you guys have a map open, they will be shipped through Tacoma. They will at one point edge through the corner of Polyup and then go up into Renton, where they will stop in right around Christopher.
And you said you might have someone with a little bit more information on this?
Sure. The company is called. Well, first of all, it's at the end of the week. It is a week from today, at 5 p.m. in the evening, is when the shipment is going to be leaving the docks. I know that much. I also know the name of the company is Crash Cart Medical Services Corporation, that is running the medical supplies. And if you wanted more information, I'm sure you could use that to look it up.
Ms. Tanaka, I do have 2 questions for you. First is the remainder of the payment will be in escrow, correct?
Sure, we can put the remainder of the payment in escrow.
All right. And the second question I have is, do you happen to have a tracker ID number or shipping ID number for the shipment or the vehicle itself?
I have the shipment number. I can give that to you, and she'll give you a number for the shipment number.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other questions?
Where would you like these supplies to go once we've acquired them?
Why, here, of course.
Oh, perfect.
And your associate will be answering the phone when we say we're ready to deliver?
You can actually contact me at this comlink number, and she will give you a number for, obviously, a Metalink.
Is there going to be any sort of protection from any opposing protection that's going to work against us?
I assume there will be something of this nature. I don't have information on that as it were. I'm assuming that, people of your nature should be able to find out what this company typically does for their defenses. Okay, any other questions, guys?
I believe I'm good.
Okay, with that, she's going to get up and bow. She's going to get into the van. She's going to walk out of the warehouse and get into the van. The troll that was sitting next to her is going to start picking up the chairs and the table and start placing them back into the van.
I will take that as my cue to leave.
Yep. Okay. So that's about it for the setup. You guys can figure out where you're going to meet and start doing legwork.
I'm going to suggest over... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to suggest over DNI that we might want to find someplace comfortable that has food.
Absolutely, we can do that, darling. I think I know a great place downtown. Hold on. Let me have my driver check it out. Actually, Macbeth, my main character, does Dawn know where Tappa's Tap House is? Or is that Roaston that's been there?
Macbeth knows where it is, right?
I know he knows where it is. I don't know that my character knows that he knows where it is.
My mic was muted. I can't remember which one went there, but it's a high lifestyle place downtown, so there's a good chance Don would have known about it. It has a unique twist to it, right? I can't remember which character it was.
Good. Take us there, darling.
Yeah, I'll send out a DNI, an arrow to the team, with the address for the Tapas Tap House, which I'll pull up the Runner Hub article for everybody. It's a place that runners are comfortable discussing runner business.
Yep. So I'm assuming things to do before you get there. I'll just start role playing. You guys getting there. So you guys get to Tapas Tap House. I'm assuming Macbeth goes in first. A large man, Wayne Brewski's, it says on his name tag, is going to go up and bodily give Macbeth a hug, and then of course direct him to his private booth in the back of the Tapas Tap House.
It sounds about right. And I'll tell Wayne about the team I've got coming with me. If they didn't all just immediately come straight there.
Yep. When you get back there, Macbeth's favorite appetizer is already sitting at his usual spot at his usual table. The others are going to have to wait until they get to the place to get their food.
Yeah, I think convoy sounds like a good idea.
Don jumped in Macbeth's car, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah, they know each other well enough, I suppose.
At least we don't have to blow up this warehouse, darling.
Not yet. We'll see. The night's young.
I think we're at Tapas.
Yep, you're all at Tapas Tap House. As you walk in and sit down, within 10 minutes, your favorite appetizers are all magically appearing. You don't see a menu, but, somehow that works. And you begin your plotting.
Okay, let's see.
We've got 2 trucks of medical supplies that need to be hijacked.
Yeah, first question about that. Do we need the truck or do we need to transfer from one vehicle to another?
It made it sound like she doesn't really care about the truck. She just cares about what's inside of it.
Well,
Yeah.
she may not, but Crash Cart will.
We can give them back their trucks.
We don't even want to take their trucks. We should just steal their stuff. So you can drive it, I guess, but it's probably tagged, and then somebody's going to know where you're going.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if we want another vehicle to transfer this to.
I got my van.
I have a van
Yes.
as well, so.
There we go. Hit the trucks, or we just fucking give them the trucks. I mean, we hack the delivery vehicles, have them drive themselves right to the warehouse, set up jammers to stop tracking devices and comlinks going out, tase, dumpster, pay.
Does anyone know Surf and Sprawl or anything about the Barons? I'm sure there's a great chop shop we could drop those trucks off somewhere later.
I know a guy who might know a guy.
Perfect.
I know a guy who literally chops people up. I think he lives in the Barrens.
Alright, so, has anybody heard of Crash Cart before?
I haven't. I have a contact that might know about it, so I'll give him a call after we're done here to see what information I can get.
Oh, you do that, darling. If not, I have a few friends in security. Does anyone else have any questions, or are we just going to wait this week out? Perhaps we could call that contact. I believe she gave us some information about, right? Or would know more?
She just told you, she didn't give you a contact, she just told you when the shipping number was and that it was named Crash Cart and you could probably look it up.
Oh, sorry. I thought she had someone else that had more information. Sounds good.
I guess I will get cracking on that just so we have the information coming with some matrix searches.
I just realized I have a spelling error in my original sheet and I can't change it now. You guys get to know I'm bad at spelling.
So what is it? Do they have like? Is it like a UPS tracking number? Is that basically what we were given?
No, it's just it's the number of the shipment. So it looks like an internal number. So as if you looked at them, you might be able to tell on their site what shipment it is and everything that's on it, kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah, if it's just a matter of going to their website and doing so. I was curious if it was that or if I had to like go into, internal documents and track it through illegal means.
No, just knowing about the actual shipping number, you actually pull up the website and you can look up your shipping numbers and such.
Oh, perfect.
What threshold would that be for a search then? 1 or 3?
Isn't there one in between there called 2? Oh, let me get my matrix stuff up. Let's do the basic one for now. 1.
Sure. No, it's 1, 3, and 6 are the three
1, 3, and
thresholds.
6, right? Okay. It's definitely not actively erased or whatever 6 is.
Yeah. 6 is like heavy duty craziness. 3 would be like limited knowledge. I feel like you're right. I think it is a 1. If it's literally just a matter of if I just line up, okay, the first 3 digits of this code match up with all of their cyberware, whatever the hell it matches up with, then that would probably.
Yeah. So the basic search, you're going to get that Crash Cart Services, whatever I call it, is actually a subsidiary of Evo. You are also going to get that the shipping number that you are looking for indeed does ship. It leaves the docks in Tacoma at 5 p.m. on a week from today, and that it is in fact, it is confirming that since you know your shipping number, that yes, your medical supplies are going to be delivered to your location on that day.
Does it give the final destination?
Yes, it does. It is actually going to be in where I said it was in the Renton area at Evo warehouse in Renton.
And now that I've done that,
Is
Being
it
too
is it
paranoid.
possible to figure out whether or not this shipment is one large thing or a bunch of small things?
So, I mean, you're not the person who did the matrix, but I'll just tell you, it is from the matrix you did. You just find out the basic information like that. If you wanted, actual logistics information, you'd have to hit the crash cart, which is basically the Evo logistics database, and find that kind of stuff out. You'd also be able to find out all the other little intricacies about who is shipping and all that kind of other stuff there, but not on something like this.
yeah, they're just dealing with the shipping number, not the shipping contents.
Well, if someone wouldn't mind trying to look that up, it might be nice to know whether or not it's something we can move by hand or if we need some more heavy machinery to move this package from, say, truck to truck.
I'd also like to know what it is we're unloading.
So I did say that if you need me to get specifics, I can try, but I was kind of leaving it vague. It's just general. It is, in fact, medical supplies.
Just like drugs and equipment, or
Yeah, but nothing. It's very mundane. It's quantity of stuff.
okay.
I
Sufficient that
imagine it's a lot of vaccines and syringes, things like that.
Yeah, stuff like that, med kits, stuff like that. You can definitely tell that the cost of the stuff is greater than the cost they paid you lot to get it. But
Sure,
that's
they're
about
good.
it.
They're good business people.
Something like that.
Yeah, Macbeth will look at you guys that are talking and be like, "Yeah, I mean, if you really need to know what's inside the shit, I'll find out. But we're getting paid to move this box from that truck to my truck and then to that warehouse. It could be heads in there for all I give a shit."
Well, I do care a little bit, but not that much.
Macbeth nods with a smile. If we need to know, I'll find out. But let's figure out how we're gonna get the shit first.
What I think we need to worry about is, so we were given a pseudo projected path, leaving from Tacoma, going down through so and so, and
Alipop.
of course we need to figure out like where we want to, like where in the route do we want to strike this, and what our action is if one of those plans fails.
Oh, we won't fail, darling. We'll be fine.
But it's a good point. We can either take their route, which will probably zigzag through AA and AAA districts, or we make them a new route and have them wind up in an alleyway.
Well, I like the idea of option 3, reprogramming the destination to be a generic loading dock with the stuff just waiting there for us to back the van up.
Or if you find me where the driver's at, I can just make you look like him. You can drive it wherever you want, darling.
Okay.
I am going with that idea. Macbeth does like 1,000-yard stare, and I am going to do the same thing that I just did. Another matrix search, looking into the docks in Tacoma. I'm curious if they are Evo-owned docks or if they are a public dock space that multiple corporations use.
So the dock space itself is public, you're going to see, but it is, by public, it's not all of the public. It seems that it is the AAAs that tend to frequent this dock, if that makes any sense.
Sure. So that's potentially an idea. There's not going to be Joe, the Evo delivery driver, that's necessarily picking this shipment up. It could be this guy, and I just point to whichever one of you looks the most normal, probably RC.
The other thing is you will notice that although it is a AAA Corp, sorry, you're also going to notice that although it is AAA Corp dock, it is like their non-sensitive material dock. It is the dock in the C zone, not the docks in the AAA zone.
Even the AAA, darling. Don't forget here, Simon, my good friend. I can make you look like whatever you want. Remember that time I turned you into an orc? We can get an Evo man to be this guy.
That's true too. He kind of cringes thinking back to that day.
So what we really need to do is find the trucks. Do we know where the trucks are coming from? Because we can find them early. That would make this a lot easier.
To find that out somehow.
Yeah.
If I can get a copy or a similar truck, I can drive it for through the week, see if I can find some choke points, time the run.
Okay. Then it sounds like we want to take a peek into Evo servers. I'm sure it'll information on the manifest to be picked up, or to pick up the shipments. Well, somebody could think of it either way. That's what I thought.
If you do that, I'm going to call someone, I think.
Yeah, do we want to rehost? See if that clears it up.
We can try that. Does anyone want to be the host?
I'll
for the
give it
call?
a shot this time.
All right, we'll see if that works.
We'll just
Cool
all take a
deal.
turn.
Yep.
Can you end the call, Nicoya?
Oh, sorry, yeah. started talking about host stuff, I thought you were doing Matrix things.
No, this is real world hosting.
Oh, that's silly.
It all sounds a lot better on my end. I mean, I know. Yeah, it
Yep.
sounds better now.
My internet's not a mouse on a wheel.
Oh, shit, darling.
Yeah, I happen to
My
have one of
internet's
those
pretty good
downstairs.
usually.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no. that's
Makes
good.
sense. But this, I hear a lot better than last time, I think. So we'll see. Hopefully this works.
All good. We'll just keep playing hot potato if it starts to degrade again.
Yep.
So yeah, Macbeth will reassure everybody while he's eating his little appetizer that he's more than happy to crack into Evo and get the information. But if there's anything else we want to do beforehand or any other info we might want to see if we need before he does that, now would be the time.
Okay, at this point, though, plates are going to come out and be placed in front of all of the other people who didn't have appetizers originally. And although you don't remember ordering anything, that appetizer you were thinking about actually is directly what's in front of you.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right. Good quality service here.
Best mind mages in town. As Macbeth is shoveling food into his face.
Don will wink at you.
Somewhere in the basement, the mind mage is nodding in approval.
That's how you tip him here. You just say thanks in your mind.
I mean, my darling Macbeth, if you can find me this delivery driver, I will happily change this man over here, and she'll point at RC, to look like him, and he can just spend a week hanging out with these fellows, doing a real job for a while. Maybe not a week. That'd be a little long. 4 days, though, I believe, on long haul I could do.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. As long as you're willing to put the work in, RC.
Well, one of the things I was going to be doing was shadowing those routes and laying those out, so that's going to be a little bit complicated.
Okay,
if
that's
I'm actually
fair. Who is
working.
my other talkie friend over here? Sit there, roll negotiation with me. Oh, still talking to Tropic. Yes. How would you like to have a job in Evo for a few days?
Tropic, did you ever get back in the call? Hold on, let me try this.
Oh, okay. All right. That explains it. Hang on one moment. All right. I had to push the talk reverse. It's all better now. I believe.
Have you been saying stuff this whole time, and you're like, "Why are these
Yeah.
assholes ignoring me and talking
Yeah,
over
no.
me?"
Yeah, I've been going over this whole dialogue, and I'm like, what? Why are they just literally cutting into my dialogue?
We're all assholes.
Sorry, buddy, you had it reversed.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say if I could get a change of wardrobe, perhaps get out of some of this tropical attire. I mean, I could do a driver job for a while.
All right.
I can do your fashion too, darling, if you'd like a change of that.
Well, I think that'd be good. You have such good fashion taste.
Oh, thank you all. Aren't you just adorable? What's your lifestyle out of character?
Medium.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this is going to happen.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're about to be blowing.
What? Oh, so Dawn will just lean over and just run her hand kind of down the side of your, whatever, your cheek or maybe an arm, whatever's reached out, and then you're just going to feel so much fresher, almost like you're healthy.
Oh wow. I feel so healthy and refreshed.
You're almost positively glowing, darling. You do get a +1 to your social limit for the next 24 hours.
Oh boy.
Meanwhile, I take some stun damage.
Yeah, you just
Worth it.
knock yourself out.
It's worth it. It's only one.
There are 2 trucks. I will remind everybody of that now.
Does that mean we need 2 drivers, or can we try and...
No, she said it would all fit into one space. They just have it in 2 for some reason.
Well, we might need 2 decoy drivers, and then we combine the trucks into our vans, and then...
You only need the decoy driver in the first truck. The other one will stop when it does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You think they're a convoy?
So, real quick, you do, from your investigation of the shipment, you do see that there is other stuff on the trucks besides just the medical supplies. And the medical supplies are just, there's 2 trucks, but half of the trucks each are shoved with medical supplies. The other half is crap you don't need.
Okay.
Crap you don't need.
Before
Best description.
before we continue,
They were going to the same location, right? They're not going to split on us.
Yeah, they're not splitting. They're half in each truck. It's not like there's 1 truck of medical supplies.
so before we continue with that, should we find out what is the other half of this equipment? Like, it might be shit we don't need, but it could be shit someone really, really cares about.
Oh, well, it's Evo, darling. You have no doubt that it's someone that someone cares about, but it's all tagged, so leave it alone. You don't want to steal the things from Evo they're going to come after. Little medical supplies, it's a tax write-off. It'll be fine.
You also don't understand all of the medical terms in the other half of the stuff. It's all gene splicing, nano something or others.
Oh, don't say that. That just makes me want it more.
Is there any chance I could make some sort of medical check on this? I do have a doctor background, so...
I don't think so. It's not a doctor type thing. The other stuff, you can make a doctor background on the other stuff, which I've already told you is just, med kit kind of stuff. This is just like weird crap that Evo does because Evo.
Oh, God, yeah. I want it bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the plan at this point then?
That's what I was just writing out on the table there. That's what I have so far. So we need to find out if we can locate which trucks will have this equipment, who the drivers are, and just that we know it'll fit into 1. Is there anything else that we need? We don't have answers to.
RC was going to try to get an idea of...
Oh, right, the route.
Try to confirm the route so we can find a choke point or an off-ramp or something fun to do a heist on.
Right, so confirm route and find an ambush location, or confirm route and then change it so that we have an ambush location.
Or third possibility of just being there in the trucks when we pick up and taking the route and veering off at some point when they're not expecting it.
If you guys are driving, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'd be totally easy. You just bring a jammer with you, activate it once we're ready to veer off.
Yeah,
there.
but I'm looking for that Italian job spot, not necessarily to go through the sewers, but
you want to go through the subway up some stairs?
Don will look at Macbeth and wink and be like, if you can get me a visual on the driver, I assume they don't use reflective windshields, I can ensure that he really has to pee.
That's super awkward.
Just out of character, I roll this way on my table just because I've had it rolled this way on me. And I think it was Alarian first, actually. Basically, it's the 6th world. Every window ever is reflective because mages.
Okay, yeah, I've played where the windshield isn't, but yeah, we can do that too. That's good.
That's okay. I can roll his window down.
Yeah, perfect. Even better, darling.
All right, let's plan C for now. Don makes drivers pee. Okay, I think that's the second or third time that's been one of your suggested plans of attack.
Oh, it's always been so successful. Just ask those lovely Japanese men.
Well, I mean, the best plan of attack is going straight for their bladder. So.
Lovely Jeff, you wouldn't run on MCT. That's just not nice.
Okay, I do have one quick question for everybody here. Are we planning on going lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal. Let's not have them shooting back at us very, meanly.
Yeah, they're just trying to make a living, man.
I'm glad to hear you guys say that.
Bodies also raise more questions.
Exactly. Especially in Evo.
Wouldn't mind getting a few Evos under my skin or under my belt, but yeah.
I think you have enough problems, darling.
That's fair enough.
You're the reason I don't have those Yakuza boys chasing me around.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's what I do. And then I sigh and go back to eating.
Yeah, so out of character, I think we can get an eye on the drivers, figure out their routes. If Macbeth can roll down a window for me, I will cast an influence spell and get them to pull over for us. Dawn would not say that in character for good reason.
Well, I mean, that would be like a super direct approach. It probably wouldn't work, but like we could totally, if we find out who the drivers are, we could totally tail them into a point where you have the option of seeing them. Like they'll get out of their vehicle to make the delivery, so we just follow them to the first stop. You know, and then on the way to actually delivering the goods, you can make them piss, and then then we steal the truck while they're making the first delivery or something.
Yep, just out of character. I'm a little confused as the GM how you haven't quite identified the drivers, if
Correct.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
correct,
not
yep.
yet. No.
That is still on the list of things to do.
Yep. So I guess we get the legwork and stuff too. So have at it, Matrix Man.
Okay, so yeah, we have some ideas. Everybody else can keep thinking of alternative ways of using those ideas. Let me see if I can identify the trucks that will be picking up, making the delivery, and potentially the driver associated with that truck. So
And after you identify the trucks, I will see about getting a copy of one of them, both for timing purposes and for decoy purposes if necessary.
Sure, cool. So yeah, Crash Cart is a subsidiary of Evo, and they're going to be dealing with these docks. So my train of thought is that I will probably be able to interface with the either host or computers at the docks, and that would have some sort of manifest included in this delivery vehicle is coming at this time to receive this package. Does that make sense, GM?
You get the time that they're coming, but yeah, you definitely get the time that they were coming and what they would be picking up. Yes.
And it would be such as saying, like I'm thinking from like a shipping
Which
yard
company?
standpoint. I'm not too worried about what it is. Just mostly like from a shipping yard standpoint, they're going to need to know the identification numbers of the vehicle coming to receive that package.
Well, they would know you would just know this because common knowledge kind of thing. You would know that they would probably only get the information of what shipping company is picking it up, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so it would just be a generic. This is the company, but okay, but that's still the logical step. So I'll figure out which company is picking it up, and then I'll focus in on that company and see. Okay, they've got these two trucks, and Ron and Julie are scheduled to pick up from that shipping yard. Yada yada. So yeah, I'm gonna see if there's a host at the docks, or if I'm gonna be looking at an actual terminal or something.
Yep.
So I'll just do a matrix perception since I'm not within 100 meters of the docks. Just looking for host.
You actually see multiple hosts. None of them are running silent. They all seem to be logistics hosts for, you see one for Ares, one for MCT. You see one for Neonet, if you want to hit that one. And you see one for Evo, of course.
Okay, so it is still Evo. Yeah, that makes sense. You said it was the AAAs that were doing business here. Okay. With net hits, we'll kind of actually I have 5. So what's the array what's the rating of the host?
Sure. The rating of the host is going to be 4.
What grid is it on? Is it on Seattle's?
Yeah, it's on Seattle's. It's on Seattle's grid.
Okay. I don't know if that's actually a question or not, but I just feel like that's relevant to know.
No, I think I don't think that's a question either. I mean,
It would
maybe on
just be
someone
something.
else's table, but on my table, it's on the grid. You're seeing it.
Yeah, like I'm asking not for my character's sake, but just for like, do I, plus or minus dice? And then
I don't think you would see it if it was on a different grid because you wouldn't be looking at that grid. But yeah, so you definitely see it on the grid.
What's the array then? I'll ask with my remaining questions.
Sure. So the array is going to be attack 4. Attack 5, sleeves 4, firewall 6, data processing 7.
6. Cool. Okay. Then I want to. I'll just go ahead and do this now. I'm going to push my plate off to the side and say to the table, if a waitress comes by, they can take this. I'm done. And then I just sort of put my arms on the table and lay my head into the elbow and go into hot sim.
Yep. At this point, Wayne Brewski is totally used to this happening. He's surprised no one's drawing on your face at this point, but he totally understands this happening.
I have a working contract with Wayne that if somebody breaks out a Sharpie, they get shot immediately. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really have that. People draw me all the fucking time. Okay. I am going to... I'll bring out my array. Give me 1 sec so you can see what I'm playing with. What are your opinions on smoke and mirrors, GM?
Meaning,
Can I play with it?
I didn't know there was a. Is that a GM thing? I thought you could just play with it. It's a legal thing, right?
It's totally a legal thing. I find it to be decent to ask because some GMs find it as a little broken.
Oh, I have not played with the Matrix enough to have accompanied that one. I don't think. Was that wasn't the one that doesn't do damage, does it?
No.
Tell him you can't do it.
That's
Tell
not the
him
one. No, he can definitely. I don't want the run to go south at the planning stage. It's no fun for anybody. I want the players to have fun. So yeah, you can totally do it. What method are you messing with Macbeth right now?
Oh, I didn't. I have Raven, so when he's vulnerable, I have to roll. But I resisted.
Oh yeah, that's how he got a penis drawn on his face last time he was here.
Oh boy.
I'm glad you said something because I always forget.
That was here too, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, hey, you got a Hellions logo on the other side. That's kind of offset,
Yeah,
right?
it balances out. Like no one's gonna make fun of the penis because there's a Hellion logo on the other side. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's my array for you. I'm going to be in hot sim and running silently, so that cancels that out. I'm gonna go ahead and have my agent assist me and go for a mark. So I'm gonna do hack on the fly.
Yep, and that was the agent assist.
25. Gonna be one of those days. I'll spend an edge. Keeping all 11.
Okay. You don't have baby monitor on or anything, right? So I'm just GM rolling that stuff. You obviously know since he's only rolling 11 dice that you won.
Right. I do in fact have baby monitor, but I probably don't need it actually. Give me 1 sec.
Well, if you have baby monitor, you know that you have 4OS.
Sure.
Oh, and you do have it. I was about to ask if you have it written down on the bottom, but yeah, you totally have it written down already.
Yeah, I just pull from. I have a sheet that has all my different arrays labeled out. Okay, so I got a mark. I will
Yes,
go ahead
sir.
and enter the host.
Okay, you're in the host. I will say,
Let's
I'll actually
see
make a matrix perception first. Yep.
Yep, did it.
With only one success, you do see several files that are not protected at all. These seem to be memos to the Evo employees, as well as some files marked logistics. And all the logistics files have numbers on them.
Does it seem to match up with the digits in any way to the number that we have?
One of them definitely does.
Okay. Then I'm going to focus in a matrix search on that area. First off, looking for any devices or icons running silently with 6 hits.
The only icon you see is a patrol IC, just constantly patrolling, but it's you don't see it necessarily just yet. You do see, again, that this is not a protected file. You can just see it.
Oh, that's never happened before.
You get the picture from this, in case it wasn't clear. You get the picture from this and the fact that why the host is on the public grid, that multiple people have to see these kinds of things, and classifying this information would just make
Slow down the process.
Yeah, it would make IT pull their hair out, basically, is what it would do.
Sure. I will. This is probably the most nervous Macbeth has ever been. He's never seen an unencrypted file before, so he'll not understand, but eventually he'll I'll look into it. I'll scan the document for the shipping company.
Would you say you take time understanding greater than 12 minutes?
God, I don't think it'll take me 12 minutes, will it?
No, I'm just trying to get you to raise your OS.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh my God, how slow do I read? What language is this in?
nope. So you can read the file. It's not much better than the file that you could have read online, but you definitely see on this file that it indicates which two trucks should be picking it up. Obviously, you can see that this file has been edited many times. It's kind of in flux, but this has been set for a little bit, basically because logistics, they change stuff around. You can also see the two truck drivers and the two support vehicles, they're called, and it says who is on duty for them. You do notice that both of the trucks have one driver in them, and one person indicated. The support vehicles, there is one with two and one with three people in, and you get their names if you want them.
Support vehicle 1 has 2 people in it.
Yes,
Support
sir.
vehicle 2 has 3 people. The delivery trucks only have the drivers?
Yes, the delivery trucks only have the drivers, and in fact, the support vehicles are called forward and rear support vehicles. So the forward one has two, the rear one has three.
Thank you. Forward 1, rear 2, delivery, 1 driver each. Cool, that is way more information than I was expecting to get. So I have, what company is it, by the way?
So the two, you just see because they have corporate ID tags. The two drivers are indicated as being from Crash Cart Medical Services. I keep saying that name wrong, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other personnel in the support vehicles seem to be from Evo.
So Evo support with Crash Cart delivery men. And you said I have names on all 5, 6, 7 people? Or
You
no?
have a name for all of these people, yes.
Okay.
You have their name. You don't have like their SIN number or anything. Just what they are called there, which seems to be their name.
Sure. Cool. That's which trucks they're using, who the drivers are, anything about the route information. Is there a preferred route, secondary route, anything like that?
It seems to point to another document, but that's not listed in this document. It seems to indicate that there's another document that has that information on it, but it is not in this document that information is.
Sure. Does it seem? Is there any sort of implications that the documents somewhere in this host, or that it's?
Yes, it's definitely implying that.
Okay. Then, yep, I will put that down. Forward that information along to the team so that in real time. Well, this has only been 4 fucking seconds, but in case they want to start brainstorming. And then I'm going to do a computer search looking for the document that referenced.
So you're still in the host. You're looking for the document inside of the host. You're making a matrix perception?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want a perception or do you want a search?
I would say matrix perception to see if you see that file since you're already in the host, right?
Sure. That's that's fine. 6 again.
Sure. So you definitely see that document.
And is that encrypted or bombed?
Yes to both questions. You now have 4 more questions.
Cool. Don't think I need to ask anything else, but there might be one more that I would be curious about. Give me a sec. I forget if I can ask this about a file. Oh, darn. Oh, yeah, there it is. When was this file last edited? The most recent edit date?
About 3 months ago.
Cool. Awesome. What? Oh, as a part of asking for the encryption, I would know the rating of the encryption, but not the bomb.
Yep. So you can see that it is totally a rating 6 encryption.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I will change up my array here, but I'm going to go ahead and get that file. I'm going to start with defusing the data bomb.
Okay.
It's still 11. Yeah. And I am officially turning off baby monitor, just for your record.
Okay, so now you don't know your escort from this point on.
Because I want to get into the habit of putting on diffuse. Okay. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and disarm data bomb. Firewall action.
Yes, sir.
And I will edge. I'll keep 6.
Okay. It seems to be disarmed.
Cool. I always do this. We really want that route information, huh?
I mean, I don't think anyone can actually, because you're moving at like the speed of light or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just knowing. I know RC wants the route information. To get the route information means doing a crack file, and then crack file means that Patrol Ice is going to try to see me, which isn't a problem. Yeah, it should be fine. As long as they don't spot me, they're not going to know that they're not going to know what file I'm cracking. They're just going to start looking for somebody. So yeah, I'm going to switch up my array and go for a crack file. What did you say? Rating 6 encryption?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I don't really need that. Sorry, thanks for bearing with me, people. Okay, there we go. Crack file. Hacking logic. Was that 15 dice? Yep. Why the hell not? I'll spend another point of edge. My rolls have been sucky.
I mean, you rolled 15 dice. You got 3 hits. You got 1. You got on average hits,
Actually,
basically.
it's a good point. That is a good point. I am just very judgmental about my dice. So I will keep all 9.
At least you're not trying to put a gun in your mouth this time.
Yeah, that's all right. It's been 2 missions in a row.
I mean, you probably would have won anyway, but at this point, you also prevent me from wanting to pre-edge a roll to maybe get you with that many hits.
It's good. Yeah, because you had an opportunity. That's why I decided to edge, because I didn't get the 6 hits. Okay.
So you definitely, you totally crack that with 9 hits. He's not rolling that great.
Yep. Yeah, as long as he's rolling, just to keep my Overwatch honest.
Yep, I'm totally rolling.
All right. Do you need anything from me? Otherwise, I'm going to edit file to copy the information.
Yep, you totally get a copy of the information.
Okay.
You have Mark, you were in the file, so you can totally do that. Yeah, is there anything else you want to do? You got logistics. You could search for more encrypted files. The only other unencrypted file you see is it looks like a memo list file, and that's the only thing else you see.
No, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Pardon my French. I purposely am not trying to figure out what's in these crates. That's my line of thinking. So yeah, I have the route, I have the drivers, I have the vehicles. We know there's going to be support vehicles now. So yeah, I will go ahead and back out of the host and reset my cyber deck to clear my Overwatch and marks and everything. And then once my shit's rebooted, I will send a file to the team with the information that I obtained. And probably pull my plate back and go, you know what, I'm not done with this yet, and just start eating again.
Makes sense. Okay, you didn't get converged on, unfortunately.
That would be embarrassing.
Oh darn.
So yeah, if anybody's not paying attention because they thought Matrix stuff was going on, it's over. Oh god, broke my laptop. So we have the 7 names of the drivers. We don't have sins. We just have names. We have the fact that there's 2 vehicles with a driver each, 2 support vehicles. One in front has 2 people, and the rear support has 3 people. And we have the route that they will be taking, as it has not been edited for 3 months. Will most likely be taking.
Okay, that seems like we have a lot of information going for us.
I worry about the route information being 3 months old.
It is possible if there's human error, but if they're going to rely on Grid Guide, which if I was a delivery driver to not shoot myself every day, I would rely on Grid Guide.
True. The other thing that I'm going to wonder about is where we can put in a choke point, or if one exists already, to be able to get rid of the chase vehicles.
That's a good question.
Maybe we can set up somebody with a jackhammer and put a hole in the road to narrow it down to 1 lane.
Yeah, let's take a look at the route, see what we see.
Yeah, so if you guys can all pull up a map of Shadowrun. There's one on the hub, there's a couple other ones. You're going to start at the docks. You're going to get on Route 5. You're going to go until it basically kind of ends. You're going to take a right, get on the road, get into the Barrens, go right past Reality Hackers, and then quickly get out of the Barrens. You're going to be in Sumner. At this point, you've been in a C zone the entire time. Then you're going to enter a B zone, and you're going to go north until you hit your destination, which is 1 district over in Renton. It's right near kind of Auburn Muni, just a little bit north more than that. Is the depot where they distribute the supplies from. You'll note that is a fairly centralized location as far as the greater Seattle area goes. And it's close to the college where they can get college kids to be free EMTs. Because college med students do that for monies.
Or not monies.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said they're... Hold on, I'm going to look at my notes here. Okay. Why were they going through Redmond, you said?
Probably
I didn't say Redmond Polyup. They're cutting through.
Okay.
It's just the quickest route, kind of.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I thought for a minute you said they were going through Renton. I'm like, that's way out of the way. It makes sense.
So
Okay.
they're in Tacoma. They're going southwest because the quickest road. They're gonna They're kind of basically just cut the corner in Polyup.
Yeah.
And then quickly get in there. You saw marks on the route information saying that's the quickest time because the security people give like the least shits on that route if they go that way.
Hmm.
Essentially,
It's good to know.
Sorry, so they're going up the 512. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I got you. We're going up the 5, then the 512.
they're definitely on the 5. I don't see 512.
512 is essentially right on the borderline with Polyep and Tacoma.
No, they're going over. I'm not sure what if the road has a name from my map, but it's just. In fact, I don't see one, but it's not the one that goes along the border. It's the one that's more inside. It
Okay,
crosses. If you're looking at it
that
goes
is,
right past the Auburn Mall.
yeah. Yep, okay, gotcha.
Okay, so you guys know the route. Okay.
Somebody have like a related knowledge skill or some way of determining a good choke point?
Seattle knowledge. That's about as good as I'm gonna get.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, so, yeah. I was saying
Yeah.
we could probably roll Seattle knowledge. It'd just be like a really high threshold or something. I don't know. Guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to drive the route a couple of times and you know, prep the route, know how long it's going to take, know where to look for, do run like 2 or 3 days before, like a dry run, just so that we know the timing, including at that time.
Yeah, what traffic looks like at the time of the delivery.
Right, because this is rush hour. Or theoretically rush hour.
But I don't know how much rush hour impacts things anymore, since like so many people just rely on grid.
Right.
That actually would make it worse because people are. I just worked with a professor that like kind of tried to do something like this for Detroit. Basically, people drive unsafe and too close to the people in front of them, so you go quicker. If you actually drove with something with like a grid guide, everything would move a lot slower.
Okay. Then yeah. How long do we have until the shipment happens?
A week.
I like the idea of also setting up a like a construction spot, having a couple of people in disguise there, and we can swap out drivers if we have to. Those chase vehicles.
You can give me a picture of that driver. I can make you look just like him, darling.
Yeah, the chase vehicles worry me.
I mean, there's ways we can deal with them.
Ah, you look like you're capable of dealing with someone.
Yeah, but we're trying for non-lethal.
Take some gel rounds, darling.
Gonna have to
mean,
go get some ammo.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, non-lethal doesn't mean non-combative.
Oh yeah, you're right. As long as I mean, they can have a few broken ribs.
Besides, if our little Decker friend here can just lock the doors, it'll be difficult for them to even get out of their cars to deal with us.
Why's it got to be a little Decker?
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Your deck's not little.
That's right.
Now you've just made everyone at the table awkward. Good job.
It's Sony. They don't make small.
Sony is a Japanicorp.
Oh boy.
That's good fun.
All right, but so how are you identifying the drivers and such?
I will, unless somebody else has a more hands-on approach, I will do some deep-seated matrix searches looking for me feed pages for the drivers.
All right. While you're doing that, I think I'm going to go actually drive the route a couple of times. Also looking for cameras and checkpoints. Places we could drop an ambush if we absolutely had to. Third plan options, fourth plan options, all the fun stuff. And suggest we might want to meet back later or meet up somewhere else.
Yeah, day's still young.
Oh, come to my place, darling. I'll give you a healthy glow to go with that blonde beard.
Oh boy.
Everyone's invited. You should see my bathtub.
And Macbeth stands up.
All right. So who's gonna go do their thing first?
That was RC talking, right? About driving the route?
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah. So why don't you give me pilot groundcraft?
All right. I'm not going to be jacked in for this. I'm just going to be driving regularly. Just for a baseline. Now, where did my groundcraft go? There it is.
It's just that's the. There's not really a basic skill for what you're doing, so I'm just trying to figure out what would make most sense. So with that many rolls, I'm gonna say you find 3 different locations along the route after about a day's worth of driving. The route up and back, it's only an hour or two long route. In fact, it's only really an hour route. So you're going to definitely see 3 different areas where you could potentially choke point. One of them will be in Tacoma. One of them will be in the Polyup Barrens. And the third will be, let's see here. Let's say the third is just on the other side of the border in Auburn, but where it's still a C zone and there's not much happening.
Okay. I'm gonna double check for cameras in those spots. I'm sorry, what was the first one you said?
The first location would be in Tacoma, about halfway along the route. It's just kind of dead. They have to make a change off of 5 to a side road to get over into the Barrens. And around that area is where it's kind of dead.
Okay. Um, not knowing what kind of chase vehicles we'd be looking for, I'm going to look for a couple of switchbacks and places I could lose additional traffic if I had to. And is any of these 3 points going to be large enough if we need to transfer equipment from one vehicle to another?
Roll me edge real quick.
Yeah, as I type it into the wrong spot. It's a good question. What is my edge? Okay.
Yep. Mundane human, typical edge. Crap, where'd that edge roll go? There you go. 2 of the locations are totally big enough. The one just over the border in Auburn is not.
Okay. All right, adding that into the mental process here. What do we know about the chase vehicles themselves?
You know nothing. You know that they're
Okay.
chase vehicles. They're marked chase vehicles, and there's 2 and 3 guys in them.
What about the truck itself?
Again, you don't have any of that information.
Okay. Do I have a rough idea of the volume of the shipment?
Yeah, you do. It's not for 2 shipments. It's totally not semi trucks. It's definitely vans.
Okay.
But that's all you really know.
All right, so it could be a step van, or it could be a bulldog, or something similar. And this is for each truck that's being delivered. It's not like a giant box truck for each one.
No, I mean, maybe a giant box truck could take all of this stuff, but they just have 2 vans distributing the lot. So the stuff divided by 2 is van sized.
Okay.
And again, only half of that stuff in each van is medical supplies.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. Okay, calling Big Bob and seeing if I can line up a used vehicle, if necessary. Just kind of hedging my bets.
Okay.
Just trying to line it up for the
Right, so you're not buying it yet. You're just seeing if it's available,
right.
and you'll buy it if you need to. I get you. So just, I think you have to. Do you have to roll something for that, or I don't have to pick them up that much.
I don't know if you just want to use as the normal, connection loyalty thing.
I got his sheet up here.
Yeah, I've got him
Yeah.
at a 4-1.
I think that's. I don't think he actually has many different ways to be about, but yeah. Um,
Well,
you
one
can
of the
just
other
pick up
things
a
that
used version of both vehicles. So I'm just assuming you can get it.
okay. Well, one of the other things that he's got is the ability to, the keys are missing. It's running, and it's a one-use vehicle if necessary.
Disposable is the term he likes to use.
Yeah, you can totally get one of those. It's gonna, cost the usual amount, but that's gonna be, you're not locked into getting it yet.
Right. I just want to prep if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you totally don't have to go more than 25 miles. Not that that was a literal thing.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yep. So
Alright.
that's what you got. Anything else you want to do?
Probably line up some non-lethal ammo. A couple of trank patches too. Other than that, that's lightweight stuff.
Well, you can roll that on the side. Just tell me the restrictions, the what I have to roll against you while you're doing that.
Right.
While he's doing that, does anyone else want to do any other prep work?
Did RC send us those locations that he found?
Yes, I'm going to be updating a group AR with the map and routes, fully annotated with a whole lot of cross-referenced notes and arrows and question marks.
He did get 7 hits on his check, so it's a very good located, marked up thing.
I'd like to check those locations out in the astral just to make sure there's not any funky magic stuff that we need to worry about.
Nice call.
Okay.
So, do you want me to roll a sensing?
Yep. Sure thing.
And should I roll it once for each location, or?
Yes, please. Okay, well, in the first location, first of all, just to make it easier for things, if you could just, why is there 3 rolls?
Once for each location.
Okay, so, right. Just for the future, just put like a sensing next to that, just so I can tell what it is, and then after, if I have to like look away for a second. But those, I know what
Okay.
those 3 are for now. So in the first location, in the location itself, you don't see anything. And that actually goes for the second and third locations. There's nothing at that stretch of road particularly malignant that you see in the astral, if that makes sense.
Do any of them have
No
bad
background counts.
background counts?
Nope, no background counts at all.
All right. I think that's all I need to do.
Actually, hold on a second. I stand corrected. The third location, which is the one that wasn't big enough anyway, it's near another road, which looks a little weird. It looks kind of Chinese looking, and there is a very large background count on that road.
A Chinese-looking road?
Yep.
That is
I don't
weird
know.
looking.
I didn't know roads could look Chinese.
It would be weird though if it did, right? Like he's totally accurate.
Yeah.
But I guess that place is already out of the question.
Yep.
RC, is there anything on your presentation about cameras? I know you had asked. I didn't hear what the answer was about those.
Yeah, so the answer was really in those 3 locations there were no cameras.
Okay, cool.
It's just a stretch road. I mean, I'm assuming you obviously know it's a stretch road, so if they really wanted to find you, they could use a satellite. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's also Seattle in the sixth world, so like when you say there's no cameras, it's like there's just not.
well, there's not a lot of shops and stuff nearby, so there's not like every shop was going to have a security camera pointing out, but it's kind of just dead areas. That's what he was looking for with choke points, right?
Cool. Yeah.
One of the things, yeah, I was also looking for physical narrowing of lanes or switchbacks or tunnels or sharp turns.
Yeah, you don't see tunnels, but they're definitely they're dead roads where there's not a lot of stuff around, and they're one lane each way. So it's technically two lanes. I guess they could go into oncoming traffic. Not that there really is any on that road, but yeah.
Right, but a bulldozer knocked off its flatbed would knock over traffic or stop traffic enough or something like that.
A bulldozer is big enough to stop traffic both ways. Yeah, there would just be stop.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was looking for.
Cool.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You got the floor.
Yeah. Who wants to dress up like the village people?
I believe I was already selected as a candidate.
Okay, because we need the cop, the construction worker, and the sailor. Who's left?
Is there a plan, or is this just a trick
I
to get
think
me
he's
into a
asking
sailor
us.
outfit?
I think he's asking us for looking at a picture of the village people, which I had to Google. Native American man
Yeah,
and a
I was gonna
cowboy.
say Native American. Yeah.
Very, very familiar with village people. I want to know why I have to dress like a sailor before I agree to do it. I fell for this once before.
Well, no, I'm just thinking if we have somebody in at the docks, if we have somebody in like a cop saying, "Hey, there's a traffic accident," if we have the construction guy sitting, "Hey, road crew, sorry."
Darling, you're making this way too difficult. If you get me sight on the truck driver or anyone else you want to pull over, they'll pull over, darling.
All right. I'm just going through plans. What are we
That's
up to? F and
a
G
good
now?
plan. We
Yeah,
just
that's
there's a lot of skill sets here. But I can still make you look like a sailor if you'd like. I have fashion.
Say that.
That's okay. I'm Army.
Okay, so unless you guys want to do anything specifically right now, I think now is the perfect time for a 10-minute break, and then we can continue the final touches on your leg work after that. Just so everyone gets to stretch their legs.
Cool deal.
Yeah, sounds good. Really just need to figure out how to get eyes on these people.